Maxey. Wow, what a play. He's got Bogdanovich thinking about a three. There it is. Yes! From beyond. Oh, and there's Boyle coming up with a steal. Curry open. It's for three. Yes!
And now, Morning Cup of Joe. What is up? Good morning, Sixers fan. Welcome to Morning Cup of Joe. It's your boy Dives, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Today, we are doing a film analysis on the Sixers' 115-109 loss last night to the Toronto Raptors. And to help me do that, my man, the legend, he is Tiago. Follow him on Twitter at tscabia. Good morning, Tiago.
Good morning, Chris. Talk about another close, hard-fought Sixers game. It was a lot of fun last night. Some great things to talk about. Some not so great things to talk about, obviously. So,
yeah. The good news is Sixers moved to 8-5 on the bad news, the Sixers moved to 8-5 on the season. The good news, it's Disney Plus Day. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what we're gonna, especially Marvel and Star Wars for today. But anyway, let's break it down. Tyrese Maxey, 33 points. What an unbelievable performance by Tyrese Maxey last night. You look at his fourth quarter there, 15 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Just terrific. You look at his last 6 games, the dude is averaging 20 plus a game. He's got 33 assists compared to just 4 turnovers in that span. Dude was absolutely terrific. Nearly won the Sixers a game. Tiago, what was your take on Tyrese Maxey last night?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest take with Tyrese Maxey last night is not only last night as a whole, but also the way that it's been playing since like Tobias left and Joel left, is the fact that his confidence really seems to take a shot up even higher when he's needed the most, right? So when he's on the floor with Joel and Tobias, he's usually not asked to do a lot, but without those two guys, he takes on a different type of personality offensively. And it's really impressive to watch because, again, the guy's, 21, barely turned 22.
Just turned 21. Yeah, literally like a few days ago.
Right, just turned 21. And there's really no moment that's big enough for him. He plays with tremendous pace and tremendous just like energy. I mean, you can definitely tell the team feeds off his energy as a player, as a scorer. And I thought that last night, there were key moments in the game late in the first half and in the fourth quarter where I thought Tyrese Maxey absolutely took the game over. I pushed the team well past the struggles they were having at the time, and it really helped propel them to what I thought should have been a win. Ended up not being a win, but nothing but respect for Tyrese. I mean, the way that the Sixers use him offensively is very interesting. They'd like to really get him out like downhill with momentum. So, they'll set up a play where Maxey will kind of be sitting out on the wing, and as soon as the ball kicks to him, he kind of attacks downhill. It really catches the defense off guard. They really cannot match with that type of speed. He's playing very fast. He's not sitting on the ball, not hesitating. It's creating a lot of opportunities for the Sixers at the rim. So he's becoming quite a weapon. You can actually make a case right now. He can actually be playing at a kind of all-star level if you're going to ask me the last couple of weeks. So.
Yeah, just going off his fourth quarter scoring, I know it's just 2 games. It's just 2 games. It's just 2 games. The dude is averaging 9.5 points in the fourth quarter of the last 2 games. You look at that compared to the rest of the NBA. Like Brogdon leads the league in fourth quarter scoring 8.3 points in the fourth. DeMar DeRozan 7.9, LeBron James 7.5, Brandon Ingram 7.3, Paul George 7.2, Giannis 6.2. Like 9.5 is legit. That is absolutely legit. And you look at his shot charts from last night. Dude was just a surgeon at the rim as he's been his entire Sixers career. So he was just cooking, especially in that fourth quarter where the Raptors had no answer for him getting buckets at the rim. So any last comments on Tyrese Maxey before we kind of dive into what went wrong?
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive because we talked about our last show, or one of the last shows against the Knicks, was the fact that, his struggles at the rim led to them not being able to score late in games. But last night, that was not the case. Now, granted, the Raptors really don't have like a traditional five. They're a little bit smaller on the interior, so I think that helps a little bit. But even from the standpoint of being able to catch and shoot, I mean, he's shooting something close to 40% off the catch and shoot. He seems to really have found his niche in the corner. I think he's shooting well over 40% in the corner. Again, like small sample size, but if I'm not mistaken, he missed one from the corner yesterday, but he seems to be very comfortable there. So you're starting to see a little bit more of a diversified scoring portfolio from Max instead of just attacking the rim and kind of rely on that floater. So yeah, all positive signs to Tyrese beyond the fact that I thought he played pretty good defense. He competes at a very high level defensively. We saw that on that block he had to against OG Anunoby late. I mean, OG Anunoby's got like 30 pounds on him, and it didn't really matter. Got caught on a switch, stayed strong, made the play, attacked the defense on the opposite end, and got a bucket. So, yeah, man, this is it's been an awesome run for Tyrese Maxey. This is exactly what the Sixers wanted from him, and they're getting all of it right now.
Yeah, and I just want to like re-emphasize the Sixers are second best in the league in turnovers per game. They average just 12.7 turnovers. That was an Achilles heel last year at times. I'm not going to name names, but you look at Maxey's ability just to kind of limit turnovers, and considering who has been out this season, you look at like his. We all knew going into this year he needs to take a few steps as a point guard, which I was a little concerned with at first. But his emergence, his development has been real, especially just not turning over the ball. It's just been incredibly impressive. But let's go on to late game offensive execution, which again showed its ugly head late last night. We've got two plays versus the Sixers. I'm going to the tape here with a minute and change remaining here. Tiago, lead us off.
Yeah, so execution more towards the defense side of the ball yesterday. I thought that offensively, they were going to be shorthanded offensively. They were going to struggle to score without Joel. And for the most part, the fourth quarter, they kind of matched Toronto stride for stride offensively. But defensively, what really did them in last night were two 3-pointers late in the game when they were up 2, and it quickly became a down 3, down 4 situation. And Toronto ran the same play twice to get that. So the basic idea here right off the bat is that you have Andre Drummond out on the court, right? So Andre Drummond is not a very switchable center. Get him out of space, get him out on a switch, and now you're going to put your defense in conflict because guys are going to have to rotate and cover for what you're about to see, which is, I think it's Prince Achua running and rolling at his side. So, Drummond hedges towards the shooter. You see at that point, Tyrese kind of cover inside and cover. Let's just stop right there. So you see Tyrese kind of hedge inside and protect Achua rolling as a downhill threat. Now, the good part about this play is Seth Curry has the awareness right off the bat to rotate towards the wing. So he sees that there's going to be a pass coming towards the wing for a 3-point shot. That's the good thing. The bad thing, it's Seth Curry rotating towards the wing to cover for that 3-point shot. And the reason why I say that is because, he kind of gets there, but then you see how the Sixers are deficient without Thibault and without Ben Simmons on the court. Is you just don't have the length and you don't have the explosion to contest that. If that's, say, Matisse Thibault, that shot is either being a block, and we've seen Matisse block that shot on multiple times, right? That corner 3 block where he sends the ball to the stands. This could have been a classic corner 3 block right here. But then you can see
just
Curry doesn't have it.
It's like a half a second too late. Just
half a second too late, half a second too slow, half an inch too short. And that is why, Toronto kind of got a clean look from the absolute sweetest spot on the court to get a clean look. So it starts with the personnel, right? Andre Drummond on the court, got to help inside because he doesn't have the quickness to kind of flash back inside and protect the roller. And then you have guys on the wings who don't really have the physical attributes to impact the shot. So part of it is, yes, the T's not being out there. Part of it is the Sixers are missing Ben Simmons. And that's kind of how it started. And I don't know if this is the second one, Chris.
Yeah, it's the second one here. With 29 seconds remaining, the Raptors are up 1.
Yeah, so again, same. I don't know if you can stop it back out again. Go back. Same thing, right? So the Raptors, just stop it. So Raptors, same thing. You got Andre Drummond out on the perimeter. They called them out for a switch. And now you got Korkmaz. Well, you still had the same line, the same personnel, but Korkmaz is out there now. Curry, same thing. So you have a similar type of concept. They're going to attack the paint. Korkmaz, I think, is going to have to hedge inside to protect. Now, again, kick out to the corner. And I don't know if you would go back just a little bit, Chris, because I want to show like Korkmaz's. He doesn't have the same instincts, obviously, as Matisse Thybulle and not even as Seth Curry, because he's a little bit too far in, and now he's up in the air, right, trying to block a shot that was probably never going to happen. You already have Tobias Harris there kind of protecting the shot. So by him getting up in the air, now it's a wide open three-point corner shot. Right open. I mean, he doesn't have, and then he trips over a defender or his own player a little bit, and Curry's never going to be able to get there at that situation. So again, Curry out on the court, good awareness, not so much the physical attributes. Korkmaz out on the court, not so good much awareness. Definitely doesn't have the physical attributes. And Toronto running the same play twice pretty much did the Sixers in late in game. So that is the crux of how the Sixers lost this game late in the fourth quarter. And then you ask the question, like, how could they have probably figured this out with the limited personnel that they had yesterday at their disposal, right? No Matisse, no Isaiah Joe, no Joel. If you want to keep Andre Drummond in defensively because he has been such a great rim protecting force and a rebounder for you, I can understand that for sure, because I think, the Sixers are very limited in who they can play at the small five. That's switchable. A team like Toronto has, Chua. They can play Siakam at the 5. They can play OG Anunoby at the 5. The Sixers don't have those players. But I thought that one of the things that I would preferably like to see the Sixers do late is go from offense to defense from a personnel standpoint, right? So if you need to call a timeout and put a guy like Paul Reed in on the wing, now you have a guy at the wing who can kind of make those plays that we just showed that neither Korkmaz nor Curry were able to make, because he's got that quickness, that size, that agility to kind of be able to contest the shot. So Sixers don't really like playing zone that much. It'd be another way to kind of stop dribble penetration. I can understand why you want to play zone late in the fourth quarter. Toronto shooting the ball pretty well. But to me, after the first play, I thought the Sixers missed an opportunity to be like, hey, maybe we want to readjust the personnel, call a timeout or something, or I don't know, just something to slow the game down and get the right personnel on the court. I thought those were kind of missed opportunities last night.
Yeah. Where are we at with Furkan Korkmaz? Because the dude is shooting 5 of 23 the last 2 games. His nickname was fourth quarter Korkmaz. I mean, this is the ebb and flow, like we talked about during the post game of Furkan Korkmaz. He's not a stone cold knockdown shooter. He's a streaky shooter. This is what he is, what he's shown to be. But you look at the last fourth quarters of these last 2 games. Dude is shooting 1 of 13 in the second. No, 1 of 13 in the second halves. The last 2 games. So it's just tough. And I'm not like ripping on Furkan because he's been terrific this year. I'm not going to deny that. But it is what it is. 5 of 25 or so. 5 of 23 from the field. 1 of 13 in the second half of the last 2 games.
I mean, that's what shooters go through.
And defensively, yeah, I agree. And defensively, I think he's kind of getting beaten up a little bit, and it's more so a product of just what the personnel is right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, we've seen Klay Thompson go from stretches. He goes like 5 for 40. Yep. I mean, talk about one of the greatest shooters of all time. Steph Curry, the same thing. Korkmaz is not at that level, so he's going to struggle. It's perfectly normal. Absolutely. I do think that he's trying to do a little bit too much on the ball. I think if he kind of just goes back to basics as a catch and shoot player, maybe find his rhythm there. and then go from there. I think that a lot of times last night he kind of got a little bit too cute offensively as a ball handler. And then we talked about how he has improved as a ball handler, absolutely. But I mean, it's point guard is not for everybody in the NBA, man. And sometimes it's good to dish the ball and have somebody else create within the offense. But the Sixers are point guard deficient, especially now, and it's going to happen. He's going to have to shoulder the load, and struggles are going to happen. I mean, he does compete at a high level, so you definitely respect him for that.
No question. Do you think he watched the tape from Tuesday's game where he was playing too much Carson Wentz ball? His shot was clearly not falling, and he was taking shots away from others. But he only had one shot in the fourth quarter last night. Only one shot.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he saw the tape and Doc was like, "Whoa, dude, whoa, simmer down now."
Dude, Milwaukee and Toronto are different animals. I mean, they have size, length. They're very well coached defensively. I saw a guy like Grayson Allen. Like, he's a very good defender. He's able to fight through screens, like stay glued to you defensively. Toronto's got all that length. You could see how much it impacted Curry from the three-point line, Korkmaz on the three-point line. So these are different animals. He's going to face some tough defense out west. The Warriors are a very good defense. So it may not be the end of Korkmaz's struggles here until things get a little bit better.
We have a comment here that says Maxey is a beast. He is 100% a beast. Ready to go to my top 5?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's do it. Here are some honorable mentions from last night. Right here, we have Andre Drummond giving the Sixers lead with 1:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. Sixers have had some really good moments in the fourth quarter this season, but more so giving up those leads has kind of been the bigger storyline.
Chris,
yeah.
Do you know how many points the Sixers scored in the fourth quarter?
Right now?
Well, last night they scored 31 points.
31 points, 11 of 19. We talked about this in the postgame. Like, that was like not very typical fourth quarter of Sixers, especially from an offensive output.
So here's the thing. Do you know how many points Toronto scored last night in the fourth quarter?
I could look at it real quick. Yeah, 34.
They had 27 shots. The Sixers had 19 shots. They had 8 more shots in the fourth quarter. And that's all offensive rebounds. They had, I'm looking at it right now, they have 5 offensive rebounds. The Sixers had 1. We just saw right there with Andre Drummond. Yeah, I mean, without Andre Drummond, that number could have been a lot worse. And you saw like just how Toronto's offensive rebounding played a massive role in them winning that game last night.
There was a play with like 2 minutes remaining where they had back-to-back offensive boards, and that led to a 3. It just was a dagger, just an absolute dagger. Mm-hmm. Let's go on. Drummond with the bucket. Drummond's been terrific. I think you're going to see another play from him later on.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Seth Curry from the logo. No, this isn't it. This isn't the shot. Oh, it is. Well, he has another one of these.
But here's the thing. On that shot, like, you see how his length has to make Seth Curry take that shot from all the way back there.
Well said.
I mean, he got chased off the three-point line a couple of times. Look where he's taking the shot from. If he knows if he takes one step closer, like, that's a block. So, yeah.
Well, good point. Really, really, really good point. We're going to see that again very, very soon. Here we've got a block from Drummond. He had 4 blocks last night. Just been unbelievable addition for the Sixers. Drummond, Seth Curry pick and roll. He's got nothing there. Look at the length bothering Seth Curry there on the perimeter. Finds Drummond, and then he cuts to the basket. Awesome ball movement. Love that 2-man game there between Seth and Drummond. Absolutely terrific. Here we go. Another play. I think, Maxey contests the 3-point shot. I was just impressed with his fighting through screens here. We got another defensive possession from Tyrese Maxey. He was credited for a steal on this one, which I thought was interesting. But it looks like a block to me.
It absolutely is a block. I don't know.
So I don't understand that one.
Yeah.
Don't blame me. Blame NBA.com. Another shot by Seth Curry, which was a huge shot because Toronto was on a major run at this point in the third quarter. Just kind of slowed down the momentum for Toronto a bit.
That vaunted zone. I mean, Toronto has done that many times with the Sixers. It seems to stagnate the offense a lot, and the Sixers never really found ways to really attack Toronto zones. Now, that's not only a Sixers problem. I've seen them just absolutely take teams to shreds with that zone.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's a lot of size, and it's what makes it really hard for them to get shots off.
Yeah. Another strong defensive possession from Tyrese Maxey, just playing suffocating defense on Van Fleet, forces the miss early in the first quarter, and that I love this like stretch. Great defense to a pull up jumper from Tyrese Maxey on the other end. Let's go to my number 5 here. Number 5 play is Paul Reed block. Leads to Sixers in transition. Look at Paul Reed just running the court. Maxey finds him for the Euro step dunk, man. Just awesome. Paul Reed has had a lot of flashes the last several games. So
that Euro is sweet to watch because Paul Reed, to me, when I watch him, he's a very like rigid player. He doesn't have a lot of fluidity to his game. So it's good to see him show a little bit of fluidity and wiggle. He seems to be very linear in his approach towards the rim, and that play, he was not. Like, he was very kind of, fluid and twitchy, and you see perhaps it's working more and becoming a little more fluid, but a little bit more diverse getting to the rim.
Yep. Number 4 play. I just made this. I have no idea what it is. I'm not awake yet. All right, Maxey hits the 3-pointer here. This is. What is this? Let me watch this real quick. Maxey hits the 3-pointer on one end, contests the shot on the other. Honestly, don't. Then a fast break bucket by Maxey.
Yeah, this is that first half run that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, that stretch of basketball, Maxey took a 1-point game up to a 10-point lead for the Sixers, and that's what you saw right there.
All right. I don't remember making this. This is why you need to sleep. Shake Milton. I thought Shake Milton had a really nice stretch here in the fourth quarter. He had like 7 straight points. This is what we're going to see. It's a 3-pointer here. Next possession, Shake Milton gets kind of a fadeaway bucket in the paint, just cutting that Toronto Raptors lead. And then Shake Milton again on the drive, reverse layup. Cuts it to 3. Shake Milton had a nice little run there in that fourth quarter. Number 2, Andre Drummond block was unbelievable. I mean, come on. Like, that was all. I don't understand how the refs even thought that was a foul.
Well, I don't understand. That's obviously absolutely right. Like, there's no way that's a foul, and it's perfectly clear from the start. Now, what I really don't understand is the fact that the Sixers, off that block, retained possession of the ball. Then they reviewed it, confirmed that it wasn't a block, and then had a jump ball, which is insane. Absolutely. That is an absolutely insane rule. I mean, the Sixers retain possession. Once you confirm it's a block, not a foul, it's Sixers ball, not a jump ball. I mean, that rule is absolutely insane. If that rule is not addressed in the offseason, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, well said. That was awesome. That was really cool. And then my number 1, number 1, of course, is Tyrese Maxey in the fourth quarter. You get the block here. Tyrese Maxey was just an animal in that fourth quarter. Again, 15 points, 5-7 from the floor, 4-4 from the free throw line, averaging 9.5 fourth quarter points per game the last 2 games, which would be probably leading the NBA. If we push that to 10, 11 games. So that is my top 5 games of the Sixers last night versus the Toronto Raptors. Any final thoughts, Tiago?
Yeah, man, it's been a fun stretch of basketball. The outcome has not been what we expected, but it's a long season. We talked about it last night at a post-game show. They're going to lose some games out west, and then their schedule is going to ease up, and they're going to have Joel back, and then they're going to win a lot more games. So if we look at this as a marathon, not a sprint, I still think they're in good shape, but it may be some turbulent waters ahead next week, so buckle in.
Just stay healthy. I'm looking at you, Seth Curry. I'm looking at you, Tobias Harris. Just stay healthy, because that's really what it is. Like, this upcoming stretch is absolutely brutal. It's going to be really difficult. Hopefully they can keep it entertaining and fun, while we watch these games during post-game shows, especially in Morning Cup of Joe. But, just fast forward like a week or two from now, just stay healthy, Sixers. That's all that matters right now for me.
We may have to adjust Morning Cup of Joe because the game's going to start at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know how that's going to look.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That's definitely going to be, because I'm not staying up. I'm going to be honest. Like I go to bed early.
And I'm not going to do a post game at 2 in the morning.
No, that's true. All right. Tiago, where can we find you? What do you got going on?
Yeah, man, so we'll continue these as much as we can. It's a long season, but it's always fun to talk Sixers. And yeah, we're going to do these and always check out our website. We try to put out as much content as we possibly can. So yeah, check that out as well.
You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Crockpot. I've got the Tyrese Maxey highlight reel that is out from last night. The top 5 plays will be out as well momentarily. I've got a movie trivia tonight on 90s movies. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's a drinking game. And then we've got our movie draft Saturday night. This genre will be science fiction. That'll be a ton of fun. Me and Mark are already getting our Eagles draft content going, and that will probably be out this weekend. We both have our top 10s in the first round for the Eagles. They've got potentially 3 first-round picks. That will be dropping in the near
future. In there?
I have one. It's an interesting draft. There's one literally at the bottom of my list that I think, if available in that mid to late first round, home run, do it. But for me personally, I'm looking at defense.
Yeah,
I'm looking at BPA defense in the top half of this draft, and there are some really, really interesting prospects that fit the Eagles. So be on the lookout for that. Follow me on Tiago on Twitter at TScabia. For Tiago, for myself, thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome, everyone.